we learn of the passing of Dolly Parton, and all around the world, people are remembering her and talking about her as they should. And we'll talk about her a little bit more coming up in an hour. Also, working on getting some information now on a flash flooding event that happened in Nepal, right on the border with China. We'll get to that here in just a couple of moments. I'm Steve West. Richard Dixon still out. Valerie Vining, of course, holding down things very, very well. John Bird actually came in early this morning and set up himself for a very long day.
Thank you, John.
Thank you, John. We appreciate you
You're awesome,
so much.
man.
Speaking of John Bird, let's go ahead and hit it. Let's get into the three things that you need to know.
And now, it's Dixon and Vining's top three things you need to know.
Yesterday, right before noon, started to get word about a federal bridge, right on 65 southbound specifically, that got hit by a piece of construction equipment that was being transported. Dropped a whole lot of stuff from the underside of the bridge down onto I-65 southbound and caused major backup. A couple of cars got hit. One person found themselves critically injured. They are still in the hospital right now. It is County Road 87. That's exit 234. That's the Shelby County Airport exit. 65 southbound is currently open. That's the good news. The lane going over 65 towards the airport, that's closed. The other lane reportedly is open. Not really sure why. Like you said, it'd be maybe a little tentative about going over that bridge.
I might be real tentative, one car at a time.
They got everything cleared up. They cleared off the rebar that had gotten, kind of hung down from underneath the bridge. So it's passable for even trucks, 18-wheelers. But now we got to go through the process of having ALDOT inspect it, make sure that it's good. A federal bridge condition site previously had listed that as fair. Don't know exactly when it was. They did note the bridge is 66 years old.
Yeah.
At this point in time, maybe
replacement.
Even though it's inconvenient and expensive, you have the opportunity, might just go ahead and replace it right now. Talked about this man a little bit earlier, talking about Matthew Taylor. This is the man who is charged with murdering the DCH nurse. More information continues to come out. Now, obviously, the husband of the woman who was killed, Ada Doss, is right now working to sue not only DCH Healthcare Authority, but the contracted security company and the man himself, Matthew Taylor. Some of the information that we're finding out continues to kind of back up the fact that he's got some sort of mental disease, some sort of things not quite connecting, if you want to put it that way, not to try and be flippant about it. But Matthew Taylor got dropped off by somebody, we don't know who. They just pulled up, let him out of the car. They drove off. He didn't go in. He starts wandering around everywhere, reportedly threatened one person, ends up finding a car that's unlocked, which happened to have a firearm inside, grabs the firearm. Ada Doss comes out at the wrong place at the wrong time, and unfortunately she loses her life. They find him, put him in custody. His own attorney told the judge that Matthew has schizophrenia, says he was diagnosed with severe paranoid schizophrenia at the age of 8 after having suffered some sort of trauma that wasn't detailed. And while in custody, he's chewed off his own index finger.
Oh, golly. That really goes to the heart of really how bad it is. The mental disease, how bad it really is and how badly he needed help and did not get the care that he needed. And again, we don't know. What we don't know is prior to that, as you said, who dropped him off, what was going on, where was he before that, was he off of his medicine? What led to the dropping off at DCH? DCH is saying that he did not enter the hospital, and I think there's got to be cameras all over that emergency entrance exit there.
Yeah.
So if they can confirm that he didn't actually make it into the hospital and maybe no one saw him or spoke with him outside of the hospital to get him the care that he needed, I'm not sure how you hold DCH responsible in this. I guess judges, attorneys, they'll all work it out. Yeah. But you can't bring back Ada. I mean, she lost her. She was a nurse in that hospital that was simply leaving after her shift to go to her car, to go home to her 2 little girls and her husband. And this man who happened to be sick took her life. And I know that you want to hold somebody responsible. Matthew Taylor is the one who took her life. He will be held responsible. I don't know that DCH, other than it happened on their property, how you can legitimately sue them that it's their fault.
Yeah, I'm not sure either.
I don't know either.
And we've started to hear stories more and more about these different AI companies that are out there and how this stuff is growing at a rate probably a lot faster than what even the programmers expected it to. And this is come to the attention of Attorney General Steve Marshall. He has issued a subpoena to the company called OpenAI. Turns out that company's experimental AI model gained unauthorized access to computer networks last month and even hacked another AI company.
Oh.
You know,
so
and
two
all of these
computers
things
they're fighting each other.
All of these things are supposed to have limitations programmed within them,
Mm-hmm.
but they're consistently going outside of them and just going ahead and doing what they want.
That's a problem.
You know,
That's
and we all sit there and
I know.
we're all immediately thinking, I can guarantee you're all immediately thinking, it was about 40 years ago now, Terminator came out. We were told about this. We were warned about this. And we kind of were, but I mean, 40 years ago, we were sitting there thinking, oh, yeah, that's way off into the future. Well, I have news for you. The future's here.
It's here. And we when we first started talking about AI, and we can go back whenever that was, everyone said, we've got to get in front of this thing. We've got to be able to figure out how we're going to manage it and contain it. And I don't know about you, but it's beginning to feel like it's starting to get away from us.
Yeah.
And that is really scary. We don't need for this to get away from us.
I agree. So, yeah, Attorney General Steve Marshall trying to work on that and see what he can't do to maybe try and curb that and maybe try and put some bigger bumpers,
you know,
if you
between
will,
that and flock cameras, we need both of those things taken care of.
Good night.
Yeah, let's get a handle on both before they get out of our grasp, so to say.
And then we found this out
Yeah,
during the top of the hour break.
We've been seeing some of the unbelievable footage that's coming out of this, and you all will probably see it throughout the day. Hundreds of people are missing. Many more feared dead. We know that at least 3 Americans have lost their life. This is a catastrophic flash flooding that has hit Nepal right there on the border with China. There is all kind of footage that shows this massive surge of water. Now, they show this building from a distance. There are people running, and you're like, what's going on? Why are these people running? And then all of a sudden, behind the building is this wall of dark gray. It almost looks like chocolate mud.
Mm-hmm.
And it is like, it consumes everything in the photo. I mean, in the video within just a few seconds, and all these people are gone. They said that a wall of mud and rock collapsed into a river on the border between Nepal and China, resulting in a catastrophic flooding on the Nepal side that left at least 31 people dead, and over 300 tourists are now missing because they were in this particular area. They are afraid that death toll is going to go a whole lot higher.
Unfortunately, it probably will. And one of the shots that we saw was of a multi-story building. I mean, we're talking, 8 to 10 floors if I remember looking at it right.
Something like that.
And that entire building got swallowed by this wall of water and mud and everything else that came down.
And again, we were seeing people literally on foot running for their lives. There was no place for them to go.
Yeah, there's really no place you can run. You're in it. That water's going to catch up to you. Unfortunately, that much water, it's not going away.
Yeah, so thoughts and prayers for those people. And man, you think about scenes we've seen before when there's been flooding like this. I don't know that I've quite ever seen anything quite like that. It's 8:14. We will be back in a minute. You're listening to Dixon and Vining. It's Talk 99.5, talk995.com. 8:19.
She could do it all.
Dolly bringing us back at Talk 99.5. Didn't she do Stairway to Heaven, too, and she knocked that out of the ballpark?
I think that might have been on that album. Yeah, I think so.
Man, oh, man. Ah, what a talent.
And again, you think about the people that wanted to work with her for that album, Rockstar. She got a whole bunch of people that did those songs originally and started doing duets with them. Just ultimately talented.
I know. Just, we can't say.
God, what a loss.
I know. Huge. More than huge. 8:20. We're glad you're with us. Dixon and Vining. No Richard. We got Steve West and John Bird behind the glass. Just moving people around and doing what we can. No Andrew today either. He is out ill. We'll have Will and JD and gang in here at 10 o'clock and pray that we can get our whole team back together maybe tomorrow. Fingers crossed on that. Speaking about a great team, not only do I feel that way about ours here at Talk 99.5, but I also feel that way very strongly about the team that Danny Knowles has assembled. And some of that is family members. His sons have become very much a big part of the Knowles group. It's all about financial planning. And financial planning is probably as important, maybe even more important than getting something together like a will, power of attorneys and things like that. We all need this in our life. And having a financial plan is important because it's going to get you where you need to go. We're so busy working day in and day out that sometimes you neglect financially what's going on with your savings and maybe your 401k and how your pension going to work for you and your Social Security and anything else that you can think of, health insurance. So why not sit down with just, it doesn't take a whole long time with Danny Knowles and let him know a little bit about what you want to do when you start thinking about retirement and down the road. And you could be young and going, that's years away. I don't need to worry about that. I'll worry about that when I get there. No, Danny will tell you, you are in a wonderful position if you are just starting out. You're young and you've maybe just got a little bit of money saved and you're like, well, until I get whatever money I need, $250,000, then Danny wants to talk to you now. It doesn't matter how much money you have because he wants to get the joy of helping you to grow that nest egg. Reach out to Danny Knowles and the Knowles Group today if you do not have your financial plan together. TheKnowlesGroup.com. Check out his show this weekend, Saturday and Sunday from 2 to 3. Again, the Knowles Group is Knowles, TheKnowlesGroup.com. All right, some big news that's coming down. Yesterday I heard a little of this, Steve, and I'm going to kind of turn to you on this because, your thing, if it's racing, if it's football, it's in your wheelhouse.
Yeah.
But I was seeing this, that there was a player that played in the NFL that wants to come back to college football. I'm like, whoa, hang on a second here. Yeah. There was a story we did not long ago about a dad who was like 45 years old and was going back to high school.
College.
Was it college?
It was college.
Okay, I was thinking
but he
it was
still
a high
had college
school team.
eligibility. That's the thing.
That's what it was.
In this particular situation, former Ole Miss tight end Daquan Wright declared for the NFL draft, ended up latching on with the Cleveland Browns, but started to realize, I think, that he probably was not going to make that roster. So he asked Cleveland to go ahead and put him on waivers, and his intent, once he cleared waivers, which he did,
was to go back to college.
And he had his eyes set on LSU because he wanted to continue to play under Lane Kiffin.
Gotcha.
Well,
and this kind of started taking place yesterday or the day before.
And this has led the SEC to strike back quickly. The Big Ten already had previously put some rules down. The SEC is clamping down even harder than what the Big Ten did. New conference rule said, according to Commissioner Greg Sankey, gives the league full authority to enforce this with penalties. And basically it says that if you previously declared for the NFL, NBA, or WNBA draft and did not appropriately withdraw, you're not permitted to come back on to the college campus and sign with an SEC team.
That makes sense.
If you previously signed a contract with the NFL or other professional football league, NBA, G League, or WNBA or affiliated team, you cannot re-enroll in an SEC.
Yeah.
If you've been listed on an NFL or other professional league roster, NBA, G League, or WNBA or affiliate roster, you also cannot do that. Notice they don't put Major League Baseball. And here's the situation when it comes to MLB. We've had many, many players that have gone out. They have tried to sign on with a Major League Baseball team and realize they're not going to get all the way to the majors. They withdraw and they go and they'll end up playing something like college football. Think about, and this goes back 20 years, but think about somebody like Drew Henson.
Okay.
Drew Henson tried to make it Major League Baseball, didn't make it, enrolled in Michigan, ended up being drafted, got into the NFL for a couple of years.
Wow.
So that's two different sports.
Yeah, that really is.
In this situation, though, COVID kind of messed everything up.
Sure did.
And it did allow
Stupid COVID.
the NCAA to say, well, because of extenuating circumstances, on a case-by-case basis, but we'll probably go ahead and let you apply for and give you an extra year. Well, it's led to players who are getting big NIL contracts going 6 and 7 years.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let me refer you back to Tommy Boy,
Yes.
where David Spade looked at Chris Farley and said, in character, yeah, a lot of people spend 7 years in college. Yeah, they're called doctors.
That's not what they're doing.
They're not doing
No,
that.
they're
They're not
not.
becoming a doctor. They're
No.
out there trying to stick it around for the NIL money, which they might make actually more NIL money than they would have in an NFL contract.
Mm-hmm. Isn't
Yeah.
that interesting?
Diego
Well,
Pavia, anybody?
It is kind of interesting that this hasn't happened before. Before NIL and all of it, that at a college level, we haven't dealt with this before, where we've had somebody in a major whatever, either the NBA or the NFL, return, or maybe we have and it hasn't been this big a deal. But now I guess with NIL, we're looking at a whole set of different circumstances, and they're saying, no, once you make the decision to leave college athletics, other than baseball,
Right.
that you're done. You're not coming back.
Right. Yeah.
If
'Cause
you've signed with a major league,
yeah, if you have been on the
or
roster, you've
a
professional signed a
team.
contract.
Yeah, yeah.
They're not going to put you on the roster if you haven't signed a contract. If you're drafted, once you get drafted, you still have to sign the contract. You're only listed as having been drafted by Team A.
It's not until you put your signature.
It's not until
on
you
it.
put your signature on it. But the problem is the fact that you probably declared for it, especially if you're an underclassman and you
So
still
if
have
you've
eligibility.
declared, that doesn't.
So if
yeah.
you declared
Mm-hmm.
and you got into the NFL draft, I think that now eliminates it. And that might be the difference. I don't know the big difference, truth be told, between what the Big Ten and the SEC are doing. But according to everything that I can read and everything that I'm finding out, the SEC is a little bit harder on these rules. The Big Ten might have said, well, if you never signed a contract, even though you got drafted, yeah, we might let you back in. SEC saying, hey, if you were drafted, if you went into the NFL draft or the NBA draft or the WNBA draft, you're done. Your college career is over.
And I asked this question: why are we limiting to the different, like the SEC and the Big Ten? Why is this not
Why
an
isn't everybody doing
NCAA?
Yeah.
Why does the NCAA why aren't they coming out saying we're going to make the final decision on this and do a blanket overall on college sports?
Yeah.
I don't know why we're individually doing it in the different conferences.
And we are. I mean, we're 6 years out. You think about it. COVID was 2020. We're 6 years out from that. By now, you're done. Or
Yeah.
you should be done. Even if you entered college in 2020, and that was your freshman year, your redshirt freshman year. So you didn't play in that first freshman year. You're 5 years out. You're done. I mean, sorry, you're done. Who needs 6-7 years in college? You don't.
No, you don't. And
You
again, we've said before that there should be a limit on this as well. And I understand guys get redshirted and they're not able to play, or they've got more eligibility and you give it another year or two. But at some point, you put a cap on it.
Yeah.
At some point, you don't go, hey, you're 30 years old and you're still going to play college football. And some say, well, what's wrong with that? They still have eligibility. Let them play. I feel weird about that. I think there should be I think there should be parameters.
To me, it's not the age of the person. To me, it's how many years you've played. Okay.
Well,
So in other words, if you're 47 and you got eligibility and you want to go try out for the college team because you're going back to school anyway, knock yourself out. Go have fun. If you honestly feel like you're going to make it through the season at 47, more power to you.
Yeah.
If you literally have college eligibility left and you've never signed a contract with a pro team, great. But if you have gone out there and you've been drafted or you've signed with a pro team, I'm sorry. Try and make it in the pros. If you can't make it in the pros, then I hope you got a pretty good education.
Again, here we go with NIL talking about it again. It's all about the money.
I know.
Show me the money. Where's the money? If they're in the NFL and they're not really on the roster, they're not really playing, they're not making, and they look back and they go, you know what, I was making a lot of money back in college. I want to go back there. Now I love this. The SEC and
Tell you
others
what.
are saying, no, you said adios, so
Yeah.
sayonara, you're not coming back.
You want to come back to college? You still need to finish out your degree? Go get it, because you're going to need that education, because obviously you can't cut it in the pros.
Should have gone to class.
There you go.
Should have gone to class. Back in a minute, 8:30, Dixon and Vining.
She doesn't seem all that uncomfortable, does she? She's just having a good time with it.
Love it.
It's not
She
really her
does.
genre, but she's having a good time with it. Talk 99.5, talk995.com. Dolly Parton coming back with the title cut from the double album Rockstar. The album that she did after she got nominated and inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame back in 2021. Talk a little bit about that in the next hour. But I looked up the track listing. And again, this is a double album.
Right.
She got a bunch of people to help her out. That song right there, her song, she co-wrote it. Richie Sambora
Is
from Bon
it?
Jovi's
Oh,
on
no.
guitar. Her own song, World on Fire, is second, followed up by her cover with Sting of The Police on Every Breath You Take. Her cover with Steve Perry of Journey on Open Arms. We heard Magic Man previously. She got Ann Wilson to help her on that. John Fogerty helped her out on the old CCR song, Long as I Can See the Light.
Wow.
Kid Rock helped her out on a song called Either Or. There's a song on there called I Want You Back, which Steven Tyler of Aerosmith and Warren Haynes of the Allman Brothers Band joined in with her. What Has Rock and Roll Ever Done for You? A song that was co-written by Stevie Nicks, and Stevie Nicks came and sang with her. She covered Purple Rain. Nobody helped her on that one. She did it all by herself. Peter Frampton comes back and helps her out on her cover of Baby, I Love Your Way. She did I Hate Myself for Loving You. We might need to play that
Yeah.
because Joan Jett and the Blackhearts appear on that. Bob Seger's Night Moves. She got help from Chris Stapleton.
Oh.
That might actually be
I'm not
really,
sure
really
I've
good.
heard that.
We might have to check
need-
that
yeah,
out too.
I tell you what, that one I want to hear.
Miley
that
Cyrus
out.
came back, helped her out on a cover of Wrecking Ball. Pink and Brandy Carlisle on I Can't Get No Satisfaction from the Rolling Stones. That's disc 1. Disc 2, REO Speedwagon's Keep On Loving You. Kevin Cronin comes for that. Blondie's Heart of Glass. Debbie Harry helps out. The old Elton John, Bernie Taupin song, Don't Let the Sun Go Down on Me, and Elton John is helping her.
On it. Wow.
A song called Try to Rock and Roll Me, Melissa Etheridge comes and helps her out. This one's the one that I'm unconvinced of. You mentioned Stairway to Heaven. She does indeed cover Stairway to Heaven. She's helped by Lizzo.
Really?
That one seems like a
No.
bad choice.
Well, the little bit that I heard was just her
yeah.
singing it, and I was like,
Apparently you didn't hear the Lizzo part.
She does. I mean, Dolly did a great job on it.
Yeah,
I haven't heard the whole song. Again, the snippet that I heard was just her.
It's listed backwards from the way that the Queen song, double song, usually comes out. In this case, she's got it as We Are the Champion / We Will Rock You. She does that by herself. On a song called Bygones, she gets help from two very interesting people. Nikki Sixx of Motley Crue and Rob Halford from Judas Priest.
Wow. Man, listen to the people that she got to do.
I know.
this.
Let's see.
Why didn't we pay
here?
any attention to it when it came out?
We
I was
did,
just-
but I didn't dig
we
this
didn't
deep into it.
Yeah, I guess not.
A song called My Blue Tears. She got help from Simon Le Bon of Duran Duran. She got What's Up, which is the Four Non Blondes. Linda Perry from the Four Non Blondes comes there. You're No Good. She gets help from Emmylou Harris and Sheryl Crow. The Pat Benatar song Heartbreaker gets Pat Benatar and her husband Neil Giraldo. Michael McDonald helps her on a song called Bittersweet.
We need to get this downloaded, Steve. I don't know what we're thinking.
There's a song called
Yeah,
I Dreamed About Elvis that she gets help from Ronnie McDowell and the Jordanaires. Let It Be, she is helped out by half of the Beatles.
Come on.
Paul McCartney and Ringo Starr, Peter Frampton's in there, and Mick Fleetwood all helped on that song. And then here comes Leonard Skinner and the Artemis Pyle Band helping her out on the song Freebird, which she covered.
Well, there's not much of Leonard Skinner left, so.
Yeah. And depending on
Who's
where
there?
you got it, depending if you got it at like an official store, there are other songs that are included on limited edition ones like 2 Tickets to Paradise, Hit Me With Your Best Shot. She does Rocky Top.
Of course she does. that
Brid-
makes perfect sense.
Bridge Over Troubled Water,
Mhm.
The Entertainer from Billy Joel, Sweet Dreams Are Made of This from the Eurythmics. I
Good
mean,
heavens.
she went
to town.
crazy
She sure did.
on that.
She
So,
probably
yeah.
started on it and said, "Oh, this is a lot of fun. Let's do some more."
Let's keep going,
That's
man.
what she did.
30 songs, and then you got all the ones that have the extra bonus
That
tracks.
is awesome. 841, your text messages. I'm going to not say who said this because I don't want to get them in trouble. But they said, don't tell Richard, but I like Steve much better.
I did not pay this person. I swear to you, I did not pay this person.
That is pretty funny stuff. All right.
But thank you.
Also in the news, we've got another Cracker Barrel Bud Light story for you. I am not
Yeah.
believing that another company did this. I mean,
Think for a moment, people.
why
Would you?
oversee your company, understand what your company is doing,
Yeah.
have a pulse on it, And for the love of all that's good, before you put out any new video, any new commercial, any more new leaflets of any sort, make sure that your top CEO and your top managers are taking a look at this. The screw up is with a brand called Good Good Golf and Callaway.
Yeah.
Callaway, and we're talking golf.
Sure.
Callaway Golf.
By the way, did you hear Valerie got a hole-in-one?
Thank you, Steve. I'm still like glowing over that. I'm still not believing it, actually. This is just amazing to me. I cannot believe that this happened. This is the story. Fallout is continuing over a controversial ad that was released by golf content brand Good Good Golf and Callaway, with the golf club manufacturer's CEO revealing there is now an internal and external investigation. That CEO fired.
Yeah.
He should be fired.
Yeah.
Both companies had found themselves facing some backlash after a Callaway golf ad in collaboration with Good Good Golf depicted the content brand's co-founder, Garrett Clark, pushing over fellow content creator Alexis, I can't even say her last name, and standing over her saying, "Do not touch my new driver." So the video is he's standing a little distance away from his golf bag with these clubs in it and this brand new Callaway driver, apparently. And she walks over to the bag and begins to pull the golf club out of the bag, and he runs over to her and pushes her to the ground.
Yeah, shoves her pretty hard.
If you see the entire commercial, I mean, parts of it, bits of it are out now. They've pulled the whole thing, but you can still find it.
Right. Yeah, I just looked it up like 5 minutes ago.
It's supposed to be kind of like a horror. The music in the background is like it's supposed to be a take on like a horror movie.
Right.
And this guy has got this new club, but
it's
looks
tone deaf.
terrible.
Yeah, it's tone deaf. And here's the thing. I could see myself being protective, let's say, that you and I were out on a golf course and I'm telling you about this new driver. You want to try it and you go start to get into my club, my golf bag, which is presumptive anyway.
Right.
I'm not going to go into your golf bag without you saying, okay, go ahead and go get it.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So it's presumptive. I get that. But at the same time, I'm probably not going to run up to you and shove you. I'm just going to go, hey, out of my bag.
Right.
Hands off.
Hey, Val, get out of that bag.
You didn't ask. No. You're presuming.
Yes.
If you'd asked, I might have let you. That sort of thing. This is tone deaf.
Oh, completely. And how it even got to the point that, I mean, when you shoot an ad, that's not something you're just like, oh, we're out here with my cell phone and I'm doing a little video.
Right.
You've got a crew, you've got a script, you've got music, you've got people that have put it together, and then they went to the point of putting it out there.
Yeah.
And now the CEO and others behind Callaway and Good Good Golf, I guess, are panicking because they're like, we can't get this thing is out. It's already been out, even though they've, once you do that.
Yeah. You can disown it all you want.
Kind of like, Bud Light.
Yeah.
And their spokesperson is like, no, we're
Mulvaney?
Yeah. Dylan Mulvaney.
Dylan, I think. I tried so hard to forget that.
How can we? That should be the staple right there for every company that's going to put out any type of video like that.
Well, and the other thing to me is, I've seen commercials, movies, TV shows. I've seen all of these things produced. And you kind of get an idea of how these things come together. And what you get is a basic storyline. And then you make a script out of it. And you have in the script, okay, this is going to happen as we come in. We're on the tee box of a particular golf course. 2 or 3 people are over here talking. This lady walks up to a golf bag, starts pulling out the Callaway driver. And this gentleman comes running up and shoves her to the ground.
And then you stop there and go, hang on a second.
Yeah, as soon as I'm looking at that script, I'm going, is that really what we need to do?
Uh-huh.
Okay, well, let's put it on, let's try it and let's see what happens. And then you watch it in action, in a rehearsal.
Yeah.
Without even necessarily filming it, you watch it in action. And you still don't have a red flag popping up going, maybe this isn't the best thing that we should do.
And I would say even just with the 4 people that are in the ad, and again, I guess 2 of them are staff members with Callaway or whatever, somebody out of that group didn't say, you know what, maybe we need to rethink this as we put this out. How will it be perceived?
Yeah.
I would tell you right then, whoever, just from the writing, but you guys got all the way to the point where you're acting it out.
Yeah.
And then you get to the point where it's like, that's a wrap. We got us a great 60-second ad. Put it out there.
No.
And they did.
Unfortunately, they did.
Well, if you get a chance at some point in time today, you can pull it up. Maybe we'll put it up on our social. No, we better not.
No,
we're not putting that out there.
Yeah, it's just. It's in
so
bad
you guys
taste.
have-
If you want to look it up, look it up. But I can't believe that somebody let it go that far.
They did.
I really can't.
They did. And it's not even good. Really, you think that's going to sell golf clubs? Callaway.
I don't know why. I mean, being protective of a golf club is one thing.
But
so
shoving some woman to
again,
the ground over the.
Yeah, yell from across the tee box. Get out of my golf bag.
Yeah. Even that, I'm not sure that's still not a good ad. That's a terrible ad.
It's not great, but it's better than shoving her to the ground.
Yeah, Callaway just did a Bud Light Cracker Barrel move for 8:47.
Come on, people.
We're back in a minute. It's Dixon and Vining on Talk 99.5.
Oh, there he was.
Pretty good. 8:53. Dixon and Vining at Talk 99.5, talk995.com. Little night moves. Dolly Parton there.
Chris
Remembering
Stapleton in
her.
the background.
That's amazing.
Helping her out definitely in the chorus right there.
Good stuff there. Got a little bit of breaking news. And again, we talked about it earlier in the week, this whole thing with Meta. Meta has agreed to pay a maximum $16.68 billion and make major changes to Facebook and Instagram to resolve the claims by states across the U.S. that the company designed those platforms to addict children, misled customers about their safety, and improperly collected children's personal data information there. So they have settled. How about that? $16.68 billion.
Whoa.
That's
All
quite
right.
a settlement. That just coming down a couple of minutes ago.
Zuckerberg read a check.
Somebody did.
Yeah. Well, and okay, so now we start to get into rules. And one of the rules apparently is that after a certain period of time, there's an automatic curfew. Well, there's easy workarounds around that. You know, because it's based upon you putting all the information in and being honest about it. For example, if you're 16 years old and you're actually honest about opening up your account and saying you're 16, then it has an automatic thing. Well, guess what? All you got to do is change your birthday.
Yeah, you could easily do that.
And boom, you're around the rules.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
We'll wait and see.
It
Sometimes
might work.
It's a wait and see, maybe.
I'm not going to sit here and hold my breath on it.
No, don't. You know, we want to be kind, but we're having a difficult time to be kind to the king, the Burger King king.
Yes. Well, it's just because, you know, our experiences are not good. I know that there's some
but
people
we
that have
want them
had
to be good.
Oh, yeah. I'd love it for them to be good.
I want them to be good.
I remember when the Whopper was a great burger.
It was it. I mean, that was
I
it.
preferred it over the Big Mac, truth be told.
Yeah, I did too. Probably the Whopper with cheese, or maybe a single from Wendy's. Those two. Yeah. Growing up as a kid, it was always the Whopper.
Yes.
Because I don't even think Wendy's was around. I know.
I don't
really
remember
telling our
Wendy's
age.
being as
I don't
much.
think Wendy's.
I think it was around, but I don't remember.
Yeah.
It wasn't as prevalent as it is now.
Now, yeah.
You
so
know,
it was all for our family. And again,
Yeah.
the headquarters was in Miami. So it was like, you know, it's right across. The main Burger King was right across from the headquarters.
Exactly.
And they always got everything perfect and right. And it
Sure.
was, you know, the best. So, but Burger King is back in the news. Burger King is back in the news.
All right.
After successfully, I question that word successfully. This is
Okay.
Whopper, of course. They said successfully remaking it. Burger King is now shifting its focus from the Whopper to chicken. Beginning September 1, new chicken live on U.S. menus as part of Burger King's multi-year plan to improve its food and sales using consumer feedback as a guide. Okay, I want to stop right there. The plan to improve its food and sales. Well, you're missing the mark. Listen to us, Burger King. Remember they put the CEO's phone number or whatever,
yeah.
you could get in touch with them, and I tried to do that because I really wanted to talk about this. It's not so much your food and your sales. It's that you can't get the order right.
Mm-hmm.
It's not hot. And that's the main thing. It's
Yeah.
not that the Whopper is bad. The Whopper with cheese is not. It's good.
Yeah, in and
But
of itself.
it's the people that are in there working at these Burger Kings, and again, and it may be something that's local for us because we hear people that go, well, I went on a road trip and went to so and so, and this Burger King was really great. There may be a problem here because it's never right. It takes forever, and it's by the time you get it, it's cold. It's like I mean, it's like the burger was laying over there on the counter for about the last hour, and they threw it on a patty.
And if you happen to go to the
threw
one
it on a
that's
bun.
right here, not that far away from the radio station, we don't know whether the order's right or not.
Right.
You know, we can look in it and say, okay, I ordered a Whopper, and you end up getting a chicken sandwich. Well,
So,
I'm sorry, that's not what I ordered.
Their plan is to improve its food and sales. That's all well and done, but that's not really what the problem is. And I think that's what a lot of people were. And he didn't get the message. No, the chicken nuggets. Let's vote. Let's back.
By all means, you know,
Let's back
bring
it up.
out these new food offerings and kind of
The
hoagie-like chicken sandwich.
Yeah,
I'm
that
happy
was
about
popular.
But you got to get it right.
Got to get it right. Got to have it come out fast.
And actually, I don't know, have somebody go, "Hi, how are you,
Yes,
sir?"
that would be nice. May I take
Instead
your
of-
order?
instead of
How
what
was
you
your
want.
day?
What you want?
Well, sometimes you don't even get that.
Yeah. They'll just
Sometimes
walk
you'll
up to
just
you
get-
and they'll just start expecting you to talk. Hi.
How
Hello?
are you? Little customer service.
Yeah.
That is what they're missing.
It is.
That is what, and I don't need you to go over the top crazy. And I know that
No.
there are some places that really understand customer service, and it's one of the reasons that I go there rather than here, because there's, you don't even get a, may I take your order? That's
Yeah.
that would be great.
I don't need the person to jump over the counter and set me up and put a napkin down the front of my shirt and,
I don't need that.
escort
but
me to the seat. I
just
don't need
the
that.
basics.
But just, hi, be polite. Just put
Uh-huh.
a small effort towards saying, "Hi, welcome to Burger King. Can I help you?"
Mm-hmm. So far, this is what they say. The changes, like a remodeled Whopper. Again, I haven't even been to
I
be
haven't
able to
been yet
do
find
that.
out, no.
Burger King recently reported an 8.5% increase in U.S. same-store sales last quarter. So congratulations,
Okay.
outpacing McDonald's by the largest margin in more than a decade. The growth also pushed Burger King past Wendy's to become the second largest. I have a hard time believing this. Maybe in some other states. The U.S. burger chain, as the latter deals with a 7% sales decline amid wider troubles. Yes, they did have some troubles. But anyways, yeah, the new deal at Burger King is they're going to put out some new chicken nuggets.
Jay, sorry.
Made with all white meat, crispier breading,